This episode is brought to you by Amazon Audible. They've got over 180,000 titles to choose from ass-to-mouth sex stories, XXX hardcore erotica, to Atlas Shrugged. Go to audibletrial.com/goodolegamers and get a 30-day free trial and a free audiobook.
Welcome to another week's episode of the Good Ole Gamers podcast. We're back again after not being here for a week.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Brandon's had the goddamn plague all week long.
Yep.
But I'm Lyle McClendon. As always, I'm here with Brandon Gentry.
And go fuck yourself.
We got two guests tonight. One familiar and one just here to try to pass his shit off on you, pretty much. If you're familiar with us at all, and if you listen to the older episodes, you'll remember our first guest, Mr. Josh Duncan.
One of the founding fathers.
Indeed.
Hey, I've heard somebody's got an N64 for sale.
I do.
And that brings us to Exhibit B. We got this lovely tattooed work of wonder sitting with us tonight, Mr. Patrick Camp. Give him your sales pitch, Patty.
I have an N64 with GoldenEye. If anybody.
What else? What else comes with this wonderful package?
Oh, nothing. No controllers, no hookups. But if anybody wants to trade anything for it,
Anything?
HMU.
I have a used condom in my garbage can.
Nothing that will give me STDs.
Okay, well,
So the used condom in my garbage can.
that eliminated everything we could offer you in trade.
I can get my own STDs.
But if y'all need an N64, Patty's your man. So you feeling better, Brendan?
I'm making it, man. Still feeling kind of shitty, but not as shitty. I feel worse for my little girl. She went from strep throat to pneumonia, so
God.
she's going through that.
Dude, that sucks.
Yeah. But she's doing all right.
Well, how are you two fuckers doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm working 3 jobs, so that's always fun.
Been over here whooping my ass on Neo Turf Masters.
Well, I do play it quite a bit, so
I'm new to it. I'm picking it up. Patty's just gonna not say shit and drink all my whiskey up.
I'm just waiting for death.
Figures. As you should be. Well, we're going to kick it off as always with a little bit of news. Well,
I'm a little slow to the soundboard today. Sorry.
It's okay. The Warcraft trailer's out. I just want to go ahead and get that out of the way because, everybody knows how we feel around here about the Warcraft series. Oh, and let's just make it even better. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 has been released.
Do y'all not like World of
It's
Warcraft?
been a bad week for gaming.
It's a dark time.
Are y'all anti World of Warcraft?
Pretty much.
Obviously, yeah.
but
I-
it's not set in World of Warcraft.
It don't matter. It's Warcraft related. It's World of Warcraft adjacent. So
Okay,
I
can do
actually
that.
played World of Warcraft for about 3 months because a friend of mine bought all the stuff because he wanted to start a guild. Is that what it's called?
yeah.
A guild, and he bought all my
Here
stuff.
I didn't think you would have anything intelligible to say toward.
What was your
Continue.
experience
Yeah,
with
I
it?
played. I
Continue.
was one of those bison people. The
the Taurens or whatever.
yeah, I don't know. It was a big cow, but
Yeah.
I was pretty badass. And then after that 3 months was up, I didn't really feel like paying for it, so I stopped playing.
Good call.
Yeah, you did the right thing.
It was
I played
alright.
my fair share of it because I wanted to like it because so many of my friends are into it. I was like, I want to play with my friends. At some point, I just gave up on it being a video game.
I am happy to announce I have never fucking clicked one mouse click in the world of Warcraft. So suck it, yeah.
I think you'd end up getting addicted.
Now I played some Call of Duty, and I can't say nothing about that. But I can also say I have never once played World of Warcraft. It looks I'm going to get crucified by the masses. It just looks fucking repetitive.
It is.
And stupid as shit
It
to me.
is.
See,
I don't want to click a mouse and run around with my little fucking tiger for 3 hours and just like, oh, I got a breastplate and some gold coins. Fuck that shit. You need to get a goddamn job.
I hate turn taking games like those.
Turn based.
Yeah, like where you send something out and then you just gotta sit there and wait.
So you don't.
That's
like
pretty
Final
much
Fantasy?
World of Warcraft too.
Not really. I really, really wanted to like Final Fantasy, and it took me a while to get into it. But when I think it was 13.
You better tread carefully here.
Well, okay, like when 13 came out, I started playing it because I was like, Final Fantasy seems kind of cool. Like a lot of people I know like it a lot. So I got 13, and I was playing it, and I played it. I liked it, and I played it the first night. I think I played it for like 6 or 8 hours, like just because I was home and I was bored. So I was just playing for a long time. And I saved at every save point. Woke up the next morning to start playing again, and it didn't save any of my stuff. So I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not going back through 8 hours of gameplay just because this shit."
13
fucked up.
had like some of the best
never
combat
played
of any
13,
Final
so-
Fantasy yet.
Was
But
that Dress Sphere? Was that the Dress Sphere system?
I had it for.
No,
No, not
The
the
combat
fucking
system.
console, the combat system in the game.
Oh shit! I don't know.
It was out for PS3.
I'm not sure.
I've
That's
never
it or
played it,
not.
so I can't really say anything.
I've never
It's-
played any Final Fantasy, and I really don't. I guess the only turn-based RPG.
13 is a lot more action oriented than any other Final
You can
Fantasy.
move around on the playfield.
No,
and
you
shit.
cannot. But
Oh.
it's there's a lot more involved than picking a spell and waiting for the animation. Like you juggle shit on the fly really quick, or you're not gonna do too hot. But the biggest problem with the game is like a 15-hour tutorial basically till you get to the meat of the game.
Ugh.
So yeah.
It's like people who have watch anime shows and they're like, "Oh, by the 6th episode it picks up," and it's like there's only 12 episodes in this entire run.
Yeah.
My hatred for turn-based games goes all the way back to when I was a kid and played in Super Mario RPG.
Oh my god, I hate you.
Do not talk shit about that game on the shit. I'm not a huge RPG fan, but
It's
that's
just like-
one.
It's just like, man, I just can't get into like turn taking stuff. It's just like,
Bowser's Inside Story was actually really, really good.
Yeah, it is.
well, see, I don't even remember. I was like fucking 6 years old
Well,
when I
this
was playing that.
this,
stuff.
is, this came out
new.
pretty recently.
Yeah,
Okay.
ladder.
But yeah, World of Warcraft maybe it's a shit show cash grab.
It looks really generic, and it's
Yeah.
your typical Hollywood bullshit.
I
That's out
couldn't
now.
tell
Nothing
you-
but fucking CG.
Out of all, I watched the trailer just long ago. It's still fresh in my mind. I couldn't tell you anything about the personalities of any of the characters it showed.
That one orc looks kind of like Ron Perlman.
Yeah, that's about as
I
far
hope
as it
Ron
goes.
Perlman has.
They had giant
disgraced
shoulder
himself.
pads like World of Warcraft. That's about it. I wish like when he went to go see this movie in the theaters that it was like a mandated that they had to like tattoo something on your forehead so that way anytime
Ass hat. You just have the word ass hat on your
it could be something minuscule. It's something that when I see someone and I know they went to theater to see this, I know that they have
You're
nothing
kinda-
of value to add to my life.
You're giving them a fucking Nazi Jew star,
Yeah.
pretty much. Like,
Yes, they're Scarlet Letter. Like I know that they have nothing of value to ever add to my life, and I can just ignore them. They don't exist. So
And yet I'm the one who gets told I can't say words.
I didn't think about that. It will be corrected somehow. But I don't know, Brandon. You think we could
I think that's fine in this day and age.
expletive deleted? That's what I was thinking.
There's just a few hot button words you can't say these days. So
Yeah, we're gonna get off that subject. Warcraft movie looks like it sucks shit.
it does suck shit. There's
Hey.
no looks about it. It does suck shit.
Lyle, I gave you a perfect segue. Ron Perlman. War never changes.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's gonna be in Mexico when Fallout 4 comes out.
Yeah, I've often, I'm listeners don't know, I'm going to be in Mexico next week. That's news. When Fallout 4 releases, I just theorize I'm going to get back to New Orleans next Saturday and like the world's going to be in flames. I'm like, oh my God, what's happened? Somebody's like, Fallout 4 happened. The game released 2 days ago.
Okay.
Well, it hasn't been the same since.
Or you're gonna find El Chapo down there in Mexico.
Oh goddamn! What if I'm on the boat with him? He's like, "You want to do some cocaine? Come into my bathroom."
I've got Fallout 4 set up.
Yeah, I have
Fallout 4 and 2 rails of Coke.
I got 48 kilos of Colombian Bam Bam and Fallout 4 in my room.
I got some stim packs for you.
Come to paradise.
I honestly have not seen anything about Fallout 4.
Shut the fuck.
I'm
Have you been
probably-
living under a rock?
Well, no, I don't even have a system right now. I have an N64.
That you're trying to sell?
Up for trade right now.
Yeah, it
with
is up for
GoldenEye.
trade.
Yeah, by the way, it's available. But
If you need an N64, get in contact with one of the members of the show, and we can
No hookups.
no hookups or controllers. Does it have a jumper pack in it at least?
No, that's
Holy
a head
shit!
shake.
It doesn't even have a jumper pack.
So you can't turn it on and play the game.
That's a head
I
shake
mean,
on
you
audio
could
podcast.
if you had a jumper pack,
yeah. So someone that has the proper connections could turn it on and play GoldenEye.
Wouldn't they also
Do
have
you
the
have a
N64 to
jumper
go
pack?
with it?
Well, say their N64 got broken.
You could throw that thing off a building and it wouldn't break.
I think it's like made out of duct tape, Nokia phones. Like,
But anyways, no. So
this N64 only has fucking Snake on it.
man,
It's not
okay.
it's not a
What the
motor.
hell is this?
At least a Motorola could make a phone call.
Yeah, no
So-
shit.
did y'all see that thing on like I think it's
It's all yellow and black.
on like some of the old Canon calculators? You can put a certain code in and play Tetris on it.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I had a graphing calculator in high school. You could put homebrew games and shit on.
The only thing I thought you could do with calculators is spell like boobies when you turned it upside down.
You, sir, have never seen a graphing calculator.
Nope.
Then you could draw boobies.
Technically, you could.
It's not an Etch-a-Sketch.
Well, yeah. I think I'm like the only person in the world who is generally unenthused for Fallout 4, which is as big of a fan as I am of Fallout 1 and 2, and Tactics, and Brotherhood of Steel.
I've been a fan of the entire series, and hopefully they haven't announced it, and I haven't heard anything. But as long as they have a hardcore mode, I'll be very happy.
Hardcore was like the best thing for New Vegas.
My wife went through hardcore mode, and she's like, "Bullets add weight." Well, fuck that. I'll just go melee. So she did the entire thing, hardcore melee. Also, she did it.
That's
on,
a rather impressive feat in
She-
itself.
She did it on my gamer tag, so I got all the achievements for it.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just
well.
I want to like it because God, I love Fallout so much, but it's just like another Bethesda menial task simulator 20XX. Like that's all their games are anymore.
That's what I kind of like. What I like about them because working so much, I only get so much time. I want one game to last me as long as possible. Like I took a week off work just so I could completely try to get halfway into it at least.
Yeah.
But I know I'll end up going. Usually, I go about three. I'll do 3 or 4 playthroughs. Going different ways, going good, evil, neutral, and then having fun with it.
Star Wars Battlefront is what I'm excited about, and I hate to say it because everybody's like, you fuck, because
It looks good.
it's an EA DOS game, of course. That's what people.
Both Fallout 4 and Battlefront, I'm going to
I'm
get
gonna have
eventually,
both of them.
but I'm gonna wait till Steam gives them to me for $5 to $10, which probably be
That'd be a while.
6 months from now.
Brandon, something you
bad.
should be happy about is they're allowing mods on the consoles. So you can
Cool.
actually build your own mods. Well, mod builders can build mods on
For-
PC for
for-
Fallout
yeah.
4 and then transfer them. Like they're putting. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but they're making it so like you can straight up just download mods and like, hey, you have a chance. This might just break your game. And they're just putting it out there. And for the first time, Microsoft's actually being like, you know what? Yeah. And Sony as well. Just, yeah, okay, go for it. See what happens. So at
Cool.
least they're, which they're switching all to Windows 10. They're trying to get everything back more PC centric.
Yeah.
So I think that's a step in the right direction anyway.
So I got a bit of news that I want to announce, or not announce, but say, and I kind of, since we're on like a debate kind of deal tonight, I want to ask y'all's opinion because it sounds like a desperate comment to me. So apparently, Konami has stated that Hideo Kojima still works for them, but is on a long vacation.
A hiatus.
I'm pretty sure he has left them, but he still has contractual time left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, from
And
what
so Konami can legally say, "Oh, he works here," until
Wink,
that's
wink.
up.
He's
yeah.
using his 30 years of stored up vacation time.
Yeah, exactly. I worked so hard for 30 years.
from
Now
what
I
I've
take
heard,
off
they had
for
a
months.
from what I heard they had a party.
There are photos online of his going away
his
party.
going away party, and it's like
And Konami's like saying this bullshit. Like,
oh no, that wasn't a going away party. That was a celebration
so
of his
y'all
long
are having
career.
fucking punch and
It
pie
was-
just on random ass
It was
Wednesday.
the janitor's birthday.
He used to be a programmer.
Here in Japan, we celebrate our janitors. It sounds so desperate because Konami is just in a pickled tub of shit right now. I think
I mean,
not in Japan.
Yeah.
they're going for all they want to do is make pachinko machines because it's a moneymaker,
They did announce though that like Metal Gear would continue. Metal Gear, Castlevania, I think will keep.
In the mobile market, though,
It'll
right?
continue.
Yeah, they're sticking with the mobile market, but that's the stuff that makes money. I mean,
Unfortunately, I agree.
they don't have to pump. I mean, what was the budget for Metal Gear 5?
Millions.
Yeah, it was like 80 million
Metal
or
Gear,
something like that.
Metal Gear 5 in itself is the reason Konami's in like financial
And
crisis
they
right
can make
now.
that back up eventually, but it's not a quick turnaround like they want. Whereas they can put a mobile game out or a pachinko machine out, and within months it is it's profit.
And they
You're in
don't have
black.
to deal with the hardcore critics in those formats
That's
either.
absolutely true.
Because anybody will download a fucking mobile game or put a fucking coin in a pachinko machine, and they're not going to come away butthurt that they spent $60 on something that's a turd. They can push out lower quality things with less money invested in it and still make a good return.
Have you ever played a pachinko machine?
No.
Lyle's got some on his arcade machine. I have some on mine, and man, it's weird. It's like you're just shooting balls pretty much straight up, and it's not, you don't control anything. You're just shooting balls. It's
right out of your asshole
Why-
because it is Japanese.
why do
I know
people,
an audiobook that would be good for that. One cool bit of news I saw is there's I don't know if y'all have heard of it, but Divinity Original Sin. It's I don't know a whole lot about myself. It's beside the point. It's a game on Steam.
I have heard of it.
I think I have heard of this.
There's
maybe.
if you read the last special end user license agreement, like towards the end of it, it promised that the first 100 people to read it and email them would get like a special prize because they wanted to see how many people actually read the user agreements in games. Apparently, they just first 100 people got like a shitload of keys to all that company's games, basically.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought that was neat.
There was a controversy a couple years ago by some company, and I do not know who it is, but in their end user license agreement, there was if you sign this, we control your soul, and they can redeem that soul for a certain amount of dollars. And somebody actually read the EULA and was like, "Oh, wait a minute, you can't do that." And got like it was a joke.
Yeah.
But people took it too seriously.
Oh yeah, because people believe in silly things like souls.
The internet nerds are like, "Yeah, you can't do that."
All the redheaded,
crock of shit.
all the gingers was like, "Fuck you, jokes on you, motherfucker."
The entire Tribe series is now free to download at
That's awesome.
tribesuniverse.com.
We
Tribes
used to play the hell out of Tribes
Yes.
too.
Tribes is so good. You ever kill anybody with a drop pod? Oh,
Yeah.
it's so fucking good.
I've seen
dude.
it done, but I've never done it.
They
The only time I ever got to play that game was at the vocational school.
they brought it out for Xbox 360. They did it wasn't a good port. Don't get me wrong.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a terrible port, but being able to drop a freaking hitting somebody with a drop pod.
PC
it's
Master
so good.
Race.
Yeah, PC Master Race. Hey, I played Shadow Warrior.
Hey, I asked for a
Sweet.
PC for Christmas,
Sweet.
so we'll see how that happens. If it happens.
I can still remember a couple of Confucius quotes.
Confucius say, man that sat in strawberry patch.
I saw
ass and jam.
a YouTuber goes by. They always go by some stupid ass handle. They can't pick something good. Run Energy 2489. He 100% Ocarina of Time blindfolded in 103 hours and change.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts.
Wait a minute. So he fully played through the game
100%. Every heart piece, everything.
blindfolded.
Blindfolded. And you can look it up, even just Google it. I might link to it in the show notes. It explains how he like navigated dungeons and stuff. He basically counted his steps.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, it makes me feel useless as a fucking gamer right now. I'm just like,
That's like the becoming
Eat a
the new
dick,
thing. We had
Michelangelo.
was it that long ago? I told y'all about how some guy completed I think Mario 64 blindfolded in a decent amount of time. I guess this is becoming like the popular thing to do. Try to master your game so well that you can play it blindfolded and beat it.
Speaking of, well, it's not quite blindfolded,
fucking way.
but have you seen the only Tetris Grandmaster outside of Japan play?
No.
Oh, there's a video of him playing Tetris. Well, you have to beat the ending sequence.
you talking about where it goes clear, invisible?
Yeah, it's completely invisible.
Fuck, yeah, I've seen
And
that.
it is, I'm talking about like milliseconds fast.
The piece will show, and it's like there's no falling. It
And
just
also,
instantly ends on the bottom.
There's credits rolling, so you have to play it with credits rolling in front of it.
Oh shit.
There's a
Yeah.
video on YouTube of the guy from Japan kill screening it, and it's fucking ridiculous.
But there's only been one Grandmaster outside of Japan, and he did it, I think last year. He did it on a Twitch stream. Did it live.
Somebody's gonna play me in Tetris Grandmaster tonight. I'm gonna teach you how to play Tetris.
Teach me?
You teach me how to play golf. I'll teach you how to play
You need to
Tetris.
get old Juice here. Juice is I've never seen in person a better Tetris player than
Really?
him. Yes.
Oh man,
He's beaten me.
God damn, we need to have a Tetris off tonight. That'd be great.
He's beat me while he drives like a complete asshole, like weaving through traffic. I'm surprised he's not dead yet. Speeding everywhere. He's beat me while doing that. Like I was in the passenger seat with a DS. He was driving with a DS and whooped my ass while driving through traffic like a complete cock.
What the superhero like even
Brandon, you mean allegedly he was driving through traffic like that?
allegedly.
No, he'll admit to it.
Juice don't give no fucks. No fucks were given when he comes
Yeah,
over.
you should go see where he lives. His field of fucks is barren. Like they're
Friday the 13th, the game is still 55
kind of floundering.
55K away from being successful. They've upped the ante. They changed one of the perks of the Kickstarter now is if you donate $5,000 along with the list of you get like the physical game signed, a bunch of shit. They fly you out and you get to hang out with Tom Saviani and Kane Hodder and design a death for one of the counselors in the game within the context of the game.
For $5K though, they better like give me a
For
blowjob, too.
for $10K you can be one of the playable characters in the
Well,
game.
they're only like $5,500 away, right? Or
55,000 away. They got a $700,000 goal and they've reached like 645.
See, the
grand.
issue is if they wanted to hit that, they should have started that well before Halloween.
It's gonna fucking come
Yeah.
out one way or another because you got all the people from the series backing it. They're not gonna. I don't think something's gonna get this far along because Friday 13th is summer camp
Yeah.
now, and I don't know. I think it'll end up coming out either way.
How many days is left on it?
About a week.
Oof.
It's gonna be fucking pushing it. So if you want to see Friday 13th, you need to go over there Kickstarter, chip some money toward it. I've chipped $30.
I've chipped $0. I've yet to
Just 'cause
contribute to a Kickstarter. Actually,
I'm a me. I'm
Yeah.
a Freddie and Jason fan, and I like those panicky, not Five Nights at Freddy's, but I like those like Alien Isolation kind of tense. Like fuck, gotta wait it out.
like real video games, not jump scare generators like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Exactly. What else you got?
Not much. BlizzCon is done. Everything there's done.
I don't know anything they debuted. I've seen something about.
That's all you need to know. That's your coverage for BlizzCon. It's done.
Hey Jizz fan 1987 or whatever the fuck your name is. 98. Oh, I was way off. Yeah, Jizz bitch 98. If you're listening,
So
call in to our number and give us a review of JizzCon.
Tell us what the pet was, and if you bought a ticket or you bought a virtual ticket.
Yeah, just let us know all that.
Yeah.
Tell us what fucking badass card RPGs Blizzard has coming out.
Is there a Murky involved somewhere?
Quite possibly.
Coleman had a quite
God.
great showing for the anonymous.
I wondered if we were going to talk about this.
What is it?
It's fucking amazing.
What's the official name of it again? The Millions Anonymous or
Coleman Anonymous Million.
Sip of whiskey.
I couldn't even get mad about it. Like,
Coleman.
I know a lot of people expecting me to rage rant about it.
Coleman Anonymous Million March or something like that.
But
I heard it was basically just like everything else in Coleman. We were just like 5 years late to the Wall Street protests.
yeah.
Well, I posted the other day. I was like, is this what juggalos and former Occupy Wall Street people are doing in their free time now? Like, the main guy that runs that Coleman branch is a juggalo. He's not very anonymous.
Yeah.
They were all talking about hacks and shit the other day, and I just commented in the thread. I was like, I bet you not one of the fucking people in that photograph I seen could do any sort of fucking hacking or anything on a computer.
And
I was like, I really doubt they could change fucking DLL files out on some shit. Something basic.
Give them a little bit of credit. Everybody can be a script kiddie.
Speaking,
how many people do you know wear a Guy Fawkes mask and carry Taylor Hart Jr. rebel flag with them?
I know zero on both sides.
I couldn't get.
They're anonymous.
I couldn't get like angry at them or anything because that felt such a weird combination of pity and disgust. And I've seen a greater gathering of gnats on a dog dick. Like, I mean, this is pitiful.
Do whatever you want to do, I guess.
But I'm going to make fun of you for it.
But, well, dude, they yelled at me. Going through town the other day. They were yelling at everybody. And they were at my Starbucks. And they were just like, do you know what they're doing? They're doing this. And this one girl was like, love is the real weapon. That's what we're going to use. And I just rolled down the window. I was like, get a fucking job. And drove off.
Speaking of juggalos, though, me and my friend Cody are seriously contemplating going to the next gathering.
That would be a comedic thing just to go and see.
Hey, there's good wrestling at the.
I'm wanting to get.
I want to go to the gathering and set up a booth with magnets and show people how they work. $5. You can see how they work.
Brandon, I'm pretty sure that's already been done.
Probably.
I'm just gonna set up Jello vodka shots. Fago vodka shots.
There is.
Come on over here.
I've read extensively about the gathering because there is a wrestling element to it, and I follow wrestling pretty closely. And there's a Fago bar, and from what I've understand, you got to be hardcore to go into the Fago bar.
Hey, speaking of wrestling,
They make you eat a light bulb.
Did you happen to see the video of Rollins fucking up his knee?
Yeah, CrossFit Jesus is totally done for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yes, that's awesome.
I'm so happy about that. Which I like Seth Rollins.
He's a good heel.
He is he needs to go face because he has a better moveset when he's face. Like, the fucking pedigree sucks.
Yeah.
He needs to do his Phoenix Splash, and he can only do that if he's running face. So.
Yeah, in his final form.
Somebody they need to bring up is fucking Finn Balor, because Fergal knows what the fuck's up, and he's ran the indies for long enough. He knows, like, this would be a perfect opportunity to bring Finn Balor up. And Sami Zayn, I can't remember if he's still with the company or not, but they should bring, they need to start bringing some of these NXT stars who have been there.
I hate that they brought back Alberto Del Bora. Like, he's so fucking boring.
No, you don't know how surprising that is because, do you know why he got fired, right? He slapped a WWE employee, one of the guys, I think it was either a writer or a producer, because the producer called him a wetback. So you know, Alberto takes no shit, so he slapped the fuck out of him, and they fired him. Well, he went down to CMLL and just won Triple Mania, and is the king of Triple Mania, which is the the AAA and CMLL promotion. And yeah, came back total surprise. Everybody was like, "What?" When Zeb Coulter came out, or Dick Murdoch, when he came out on his scooter, everybody was freaking out, like, "What the fuck?" Okay, Swagger's coming back, cool, because Swagger's a good, he's a good wrestler.
Yeah, they've kind of shit on him lately.
And then it's like, holy shit, Alberto Del Rio's back, or Alberto Del Patron, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? So he got fired because he slapped an employee and after being called a racist or racial slur. So it was justified, but the WWE just released him just immediately. And when he didn't get fired, technically he was released. If you're released, you can be brought back within 3 months. If you're fired, you're probably not ever coming back. Like Hogan was fired.
Yeah, he was erased.
Hogan was not released. He was fired.
His existence was erased.
I've watched Nacho Libre before.
I like that movie.
No one likes Jack Black. Jack Black is terrible.
Dude, Nacho
I like
Libre.
him in some movies.
Nacho Libre is awesome.
Jack Black is a douche whore.
Nacho Libre was good for one scene.
They will think you are a
one of the only movies I don't even really like him, but I can tolerate Jack Black is
School of Rock.
No, fuck no, High Fidelity. I like him in High Fidelity, okay? Just because he's the annoying, loudmouth, cocksucker that he is.
He's me.
In that movie.
Me and Justin,
yeah, he's pretty much Patty.
Me and our buddy Juice we went to theaters to see Nacho Libre. Mostly regrettable, but
The Lord's Chips.
Yeah. There's a scene where there's like a standoff between two other Mexican wrestlers and Jack Black and whoever the other guy, his partner was. The other guys have
that like crackhead kid.
Yeah, the other guys have a switchblade. They just like fucked up their scooter tire or some shit, and the other Jack Black's holding nothing, and his little Mexican sidekick has a corn on the cob on the stick. So he just looks down on his corn on the cob, rears back and throws it at the guy and like sticks it in his eye. It just shows it like a small split second scene of the guy like screaming with the corn on the cob sticking out of his eye socket. Me and Justin Juice. Oh, whatever.
Brandon.
It's not like we haven't introduced him as Justin.
Dude, I fucked it up. He was like, you said my name. And I'm like, we don't have 3 goddamn names.
But anyway, me and him laughed for like 20 minutes when that happened. Like everyone else was in theaters just looking at us like we were fucking creeps, and we're just laughing our
That's a good waste of corn.
Oh, so I was talking to Emerald the other night. Since we're on the topic of the movies and being in theaters, I was like, one of my fondest memories is when my mom took me and you and Justin Stevens to see Scream 3. And fucking Jenny McCarthy is like on screen. We had these girls sitting in front of us. Brandon's got his popcorn. And like, it shows Jenny McCarthy. And the killer's after him. Brandon's like, take your shirt off. You can run faster. And these girls in front of us are just like mean mugging the fuck out of us. The killer will pop out and Brandon sits there and doesn't do anything. The part that's supposed to make you jump. With just random dude puts his head around the corner and Brandon goes, "Whoa!" and just throws fucking popcorn all over these girls in front of us. So they got up, moved, and were cursing us shit. I'm like, man, we're gonna get kicked out.
So my favorite going to the theater movie memory
so amazing
is I didn't have a license at this time, so this girl had to come pick me up from work, and I worked at Sonic, and she told me that she would come pick me up if I went to the movies with her and got her a Route 44 slushie. So I did, and immediately we get in the car and she pours like 90% of it out and fills it up with blueberry vodka. And we get to the movie theater and we go watch the third, I think it was, Chronicles of Narnia movie.
Oh my god! Wow!
And well, she picked me up. She got to choose. So we went and watched that movie. So there's a ton, and it's opening weekend, so there's a ton of little kids in there.
Yeah, it's Jesus the Lion. Like you're drinking vodka while watching a Jesus movie.
Well, she takes like 3 or 4 sips of this drink, and there's a whole fifth of vodka in this thing, and she takes like 3 or 4 sips of it, and as soon as we get in there, she's like, "This is too strong." She's like, "I have to drive. Like, here, drink this." So I did, and before the previews were over, I started slurping the bottom of it.
Wow.
Oh,
And she looked over at me and she was like, "Oh my god!" She was like, "Are you done with that?" And I was like, "Yeah," because it was sweet. I couldn't taste the alcohol in it, so I was fucked up. And like, I was sitting there the whole movie just like screaming at the screen and like cussing. And there was one of the centaurs that I swear looked like Lil Wayne. So, which probably
I could see that.
which probably means that he was just African American, and because I was drunk, so
Wow, way to go to PC.
every time
He hit. Hey,
I like how I tell him what he can and can't say, and he just finds the really polite way to say it, anyways.
but
You
no,
fucking asshole.
no, I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying that I was
You're
drunk.
being insensitive.
I'm saying that I was drunk, and this was right around the time when the Carter 3 came
you
out.
turn
So
into
Lil
a
Wayne
fucking
was
racist when you're drunk, right?
Lil Wayne was just everywhere at the time. So anyway,
Sounds like a nightmare.
so every time he came on the
Schrodinger's Lil
screen,
Wayne.
every time he came on the screen, I would just like start like screaming as loud as I can, like licking like a lollipop, and like she kept looking over at me, and she was like, "Shut the fuck up." She was like, "There's kids in here," and I was like, "Fuck you," and
belligerently drunk.
Such
That's
a
always
classy
great.
date is what you sound like.
so then she told me to go outside the theater and see what time Domino's closed, because she wanted pizza after the movie. So I did. I think she was just trying to get me to leave for a
Yeah,
minute.
everybody knows Domino's closes at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I walked outside the
That's
theater, and there
knowledge.
was 2 theaters showing the movie at the same time. And I walked into the wrong one and walked down to where I thought I was sitting, and there was some dude there, like eating his nachos. And I looked over at him, and I was like, "Hey," I was like, "Domino's closes at 11." And he was like, "I mean, thanks, man." I was like, "Who are you?" And he was like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "I think I went in the wrong theater." And this dude was sitting there eating like nachos, and I just got up, grabbed his nachos, and I was like, "Thanks, bro," and just like walked out. And then so I get back into my theater.
This guy's probably dumbfounded the fucking back.
What the fuck just happened?
So I get back in my theater,
my nachos.
and she's just like, she's like, "What the?" She's like, "Where the fuck did you get nachos?" I was like, there was some dude out there who just gave them to me. And so then we go to Domino's, right? We go to Domino's, right? And like she parks because our pizza isn't ready, and I just was like, well,
And
I was
that's how
like,
I got hepatitis.
I was like, our pizza should be ready. So I go through the drive-through, I walk through it, right, and I start banging on the window because I'm just like, our pizza should be ready. And so they finally give it to us, and she takes me home, and I wake up the next morning, and I go like into my bathroom and stuff to like, do your usual morning routine, and I look, and there's like 3 nacho chips just like stuck to the side of my face. And
So I have nearly a best worst theater moment that involves my testicles.
Nice.
Oh.
I like where this is heading.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sounds sexy.
so the year is 1996,
Even better.
and I'm 13 years
It's
old.
the year of Titanic.
And Jurassic Park.
that was the first
Jurassic
pair
Park
of
was
titties I ever
93.
saw.
So then I was 10 years old. I remember
I
this-
think 90. Yeah,
93 or 94.
Yeah.
I knew it was around that time. So I was in Florida because I have family down there, and I first realized I was allergic to ant bites because I had an ant bite me on the testicles. And
How did that happen?
I've been there.
We were out at the beach, and
Okay.
swim trunks,
Yeah.
no underwear. I got into some ants, and one of them bit me directly on the testicles. They swelled up to the size of grapefruits. Now, being 10 years old,
You're like walking around like, check this shit out.
no, I was more like,
Oh, check this shit out.
I was kind of embarrassed, but I had to, it was itching very, very badly, and the inside of my thighs were starting to swell up, and I was a chubby kid anyway, so I was used to the thighs, being big, but I'm like, no, this isn't right. And so I had to tell my mom, hey, I think there's something wrong. And she's like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, come into the bathroom with me. I had to show my mother my 10-year-old nuts, and they were completely like bruised, swollen.
Ooh.
And so I had to go to the hospital and
You just pull your pants out, your mom's like, ah!
pretty
I have to
much.
say, as a parent, like, that's the worst thing you can fucking hear. When your kid says there's something wrong and they don't tell you what it is,
Right.
there's,
You know something's really
Yeah.
actually fucking
it's
wrong.
not like, oh, scrape my knee.
No, when you can look at them visibly and there's nothing like red, you're like, oh, holy shit, what do you mean something's wrong?
Yeah.
And especially when they're like, we need to go into the bathroom. I can imagine that's like triple. Like,
Yes,
holy
yes.
fuck, something's wrong. And so, yeah, my mom kind of freaked out about it. And I went into my grandmother's bathroom and pulled down my pants and showed her my testicles. And again, she's seen them before, but not since I
Right.
was, changing diapers. And yeah, she was just like, yeah, there's something wrong. We need to go to the hospital. I ended up getting a shot of whatever they use to take down swelling as far as an allergic reaction. I guess it was adrenaline or something like that. And my reward for being such a great boy, I got to go see Jurassic Park.
Nice.
Because and it was not opening weekend, but it was also on a weekday. It was like a Monday or a Tuesday, so nobody was in the theater. My grandmother was worried that because she had heard it was
scary.
Dude,
Dude, I remember a woman my grandpa had this friend, and I remember him telling her, oh, I'm going to take him to see Jurassic Park. She's like, well, I took my boy, and it was too much for him. He was scared. My grandpa's like, he's 6 years old, watches Nightmare on Elm Street. I think he can handle it.
Yeah.
Actually, I was 8 when it came out.
So, was
but
your testicles of dinosauric proportions?
they were pretty
did they
large.
look like raptor eggs?
Yes, they did.
Nice.
Did they hatch?
No.
Oh.
Thank God.
Wonk, wonk, wonk.
But yeah, now I found out I'm allergic to ants. And I got to see Jurassic Park out of it. So one cool thing was the doctor I had, or the nurse, was female. So at 10 years old, I was fondled by a female nurse.
Yeah.
And
like, you ain't handled a pair this big, have you?
I actually, it's
Not
funny
since college.
because I did say to my stepfather, like, my nuts were bigger than yours.
Nice.
And he was like, boy, you don't know what that means. And I'm like, I know exactly what that means.
Check it out.
And so yeah, I got fondled by a nurse and all that fun stuff. And then as a reward, I got taken to see Jurassic Park. And the part my grandmother was worried about was the lawyer getting eaten off the toilet. And
I'm scarred for life from that.
it wasn't a big deal, and all was good.
The part that still scars me for life from Jurassic Park is Jeff Goldblum's award-winning speech about water rolling, and the water will roll to the right side of the head.
Life finds a way.
Good question. Well,
Jesus Christ, we kind of went off on a
it's okay. Like,
That's what we do.
we're going to talk about fucking video
Brandon, I've
game.
been here before. I know this.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about video game movies at some point tonight anyway, so it all goes hand in hand.
There was a Jurassic Park game, and it was terrible.
Ooh, all of them. Well, depends. Sega Genesis Jurassic Park, badass. Super Nintendo and
It was-
NES Jurassic Park.
it was
On
terrible.
which version?
Sega Genesis, I think.
Coming in the air tonight.
Hey, N64, nobody wants to hear that.
Shut up. But they're,
I can throw in a mixtape of me
Shut up,
singing
Patty.
along to popular classic rock songs with my N64.
On cassette,
he
on
sings
cassette.
such classics as Genesis and Rush.
recorded off the radio.
Yes.
Do they have the breaks in them?
Or YouTube.
Are they censored?
Absolutely not.
Oh, great. No,
Nothing-
no
Nothing
Walmart.
like a radio edit
no
mixtape.
Walmart albums here.
I also know most of the words to all of the Taylor Swift songs on Red.
Okay,
and
just shut up. Stop.
1989.
It's time for Arcade Arcana.
Yes.
And I'm glad Josh is here with us tonight because he's the one pretty much. I've heard of this game, but never really played it. He's kind of introduced me to it, so he can help me. But tonight's Arcade Arcana is a Japanese title called Sexy Parodius.
Ooh.
Sounds awesome.
It is. For the people that don't know Parodius is a parody of the Gradius series.
Okay.
They're both made by Konami, who we talked about earlier. But Sexy Parodius is actually the 5th installment of the Parodius series.
Yeah, I know Gorju Parodius and Parodius DA are the two that are on arcade. And those are both really good, but Sexy Parodius is pretty much the pinnacle of the series.
It's the one out of the series too. It contains explicitly sexual level of enemy designs. And risque innuendo.
The only innuendo is there is a
Women in
erotic
costumes, pretty much.
No, there is a naked female, but the very final boss is a naked. There's a naked woman who crushes what's his face? The Lecher. Give me a second. I had this pulled up because I never remember his name. Tatsuke. The Lecher Tatsuke. She accidentally turns over and crushes him with her butt cheeks. And that was risque enough in Japan, coming to a place that only outlawed child pornography about less than a year ago.
Yeah.
That was considered sexy parodious.
That's why
that is why it technically is a sexy game. Like there's no Funatari in it or anything like that, but hey kids, look that one
big
up.
Nipples?
No, there might be a nipple in it, but I think most of the time it's just exposed breast up to the nipple.
Okay.
A lot of side boob, if you will. But yeah, the one thing is the very end there is a naked female butt, and that is what they really put as sexy parodious. If you get the good endings on every stage, you will get some sexy girls, but they're all in bikinis or swimwear with the top off, but they're holding their breasts, so you can't see really anything.
it is what it is. That weird sexual Japanese thing.
It's really funny when you post on Facebook like, oh, I'm trying to one credit sexy parodious, and everybody's like, what the fuck?
How many hands are you playing with?
Just the 2 fingers.
Click that.
Maybe a thumb every now and then.
Shake it, baby.
Every 4th power up, you have to hit the thumb to get the power up.
Your ass.
It's for people that don't know, though, if you don't know anything about Gradius or Parodius, it's a horizontal shooter. You collect orbs to change your power-ups, pretty much, right?
Yeah. There's orange orbs, which will change your power-ups. So if you collect 1 orb and then hit your power-up button, you get the first power-up. If you collect 2 and wait it out, it has several different power-ups. So the more you collect, the higher the power-up you get. So if you can collect it and then hold off, which is why a lot of the higher playing people pay with that's disturbing.
I'm getting raped by Brandon's eyes.
I saw it too. The more power-ups you collect and not cash in would be a good word for it.
Mm-hmm.
The higher the power-ups go. You can actually power yourself up so high as to where you're literally like filling the screen with bullets. It's so great.
You wouldn't technically consider this game a bullet hell, though, right?
I would consider this a bullet hell.
Dude, I will say, like, from what me and him, what I've played with him, I've made it to level 2.
It doesn't.
It gets fucking chaotic.
It doesn't start off like Don Pachi or something like that, where it's like it's really like bullet. It's filling the screen. It's not an Ikaruga or anything like that, where it's really you have to really time a lot of stuff. But it is when you get up there, especially trying to get the optional endings on the certain stages. Like every stage except for stage 1 has an optional ending. So you can get a good ending or a bad ending.
That's the level where it's like collect 300 coins.
Which is a fucker.
You have to collect all 3. Yeah, you shoot enemies and they drop coins. Mm-hmm. And to get this extra ending and shit, you gotta collect like 300 of every coin they drop in the level.
And even
you gotta collect these while swarms of bullets and shit are coming at you at the same time.
it's a motherfucker. And now that was one of the harder ones. I think level 3 has the harem girls that you have to shoot out of the air. You can get that pretty easily. But yeah, level 2 is a bitch. And you get through level 1, I've pretty much got the pattern completely memorized. As long as I'm on my game, I can get through level 1 pretty quickly, and I'm trying to 1 credit it, so
It's gonna be a while, huh?
yeah, I can reliably make it to the second boss if I'm on my game, but it takes me about 2 hours to warm up to where I can memorize, get everything memorized. Again, level 1, easy peasy. Level 2, it starts getting legit, and it's a super fun game. The visuals are great. The music is one of the best I've ever. Which Parodius has always had amazing music. Like every Parodius game has got super good music.
Even the TurboGrafx version that I was going to talk about tonight.
Yeah,
like it's got really good fucking music.
And it's a direct port from the arcade, right?
Yeah.
And which version is it? Japanese version or is it the American version?
It's Japanese. It's the PC Engine.
Okay, so
version,
yeah,
so
it's Japanese.
Yeah, it's Japanese.
Which even the American version was in Japanese.
Yeah, like that. One of the things about Parodius, like I got the bullshit pulled up right here, but it was never officially released in the West, but Konami released it for arcades in '96 with a rare Asian version.
Yeah, the Asian version.
It was fully localized in English.
Again, and there's a lot of games that come out in Hong Kong. If you have a Hong Kong PS3 or PS4 account, you can get Japanese games and put your American credit card into it, and it works.
Hold on. Okay. Had to come back that, sorry. My old lady gave me a phone call. Had to tell her what I wanted for dinner.
If you can read this, the bitch fell off.
Yep, she did. About a mile back. But anyways, Sexy Parodius, that's Arcade Arcana. You can check it out. You can get it on MAME, of course. You probably aren't going to find a cabinet of it anywhere here.
Oh my god, it's boner inducing.
Yeah, no shit. You can look it up on MAME though. I recommend it. I like shooters though, so that's just me.
I like them too.
I love
check
them.
it out.
It's a good one. Brandon, which one you got planned?
All right, I want to explain first.
That's a good idea.
I've always been doing Rage Rant, and I might still do some, but I'm not going to do them weekly anymore at the very least. I might try and make them mainly just when something really ticks me off, rather than just finding something to do.
Finding something to piss you off instead of
So
genuinely being
in the
pissed
downtime,
off.
I'm going to be bringing you a retro PC game. Because of the whole PC Master Race gig, I really thought about calling this MS Auschwitz, but I'm going to call it System Restore.
Nice. Very nice.
Today's System Restore.
This is new. This is an officially new segment.
That's right.
So,
Alpha Centauri.
Enjoy.
Great.
Sid Meier game,
Sid
right?
Meier game. Very much along the same veins of Civilization 2. It's basically Civilization 2 in space. You get to pick from 7 different specialized factions. They all specialize in different things like military, science, making, fucking each other till you. Breeding a shitload.
Blow your load.
You can win through mainly 4 different ways. You can go through science, economically, diplomacy, or just by nuking your enemies into dust. One thing I really liked about it versus the Civilization series is as you unlock tech, it didn't unlock just new units that you can make. It unlocked new components you could use to make custom units. So, like, in the Civilization games, like, if you were to unlock the wheel, your scouts would, you could upgrade them into chariots or something like that.
Yeah.
In this game, you don't just unlock whole new units. You just upgrade your shit as you go.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, make what you want. It's cool in that the more you build up your civilization on this alien planet, the more it pissed off the planet. And the xenofungus shit would start sprouting up, which like fuck up your terraforming tiles and stuff like that. And they had native life forms. I think mind worms was one of them. Basically, they would spawn en masse if you were a really huge civilization, and you would spend the next 30 minutes like fighting off mind worms,
killing hordes
in a
of these
single
things.
in a single turn. Might I add? That's if you got really fucking huge, though. So that's not a typical game.
That's like Metropolis level SimCity kind of deal.
Yes. It did have an expansion, Alien Crossfire, and it only had a single production run for the beginning, which I never even heard of it till recently, actually, even though I was a huge fan of Civilization. I mean, fucking Alpha Centauri. So to get an actual copy of Alien Crossfire is probably fairly rare at this point because it had such a short run. But yeah, Alpha Centauri, I'm pretty sure you can find it on Good Ole Games, or you can sell the 7 Seas and get it for free.
Dude, I'll interject this. I actually have a physical copy of Alpha Centauri here that I have never fucking played. One of my friends in high school gave me that game because he bought it, and he was like, I thought it was like Myst, and so I don't like it. And
how do you get those confused?
I don't fucking know.
Your friend has terrible taste in games.
He thought it was Myst. Yeah, fuck Myst. One of the only games... I broke a Sega Saturn controller playing Myst.
Well, you didn't play it on PC then.
Well, Brandon, I had it on PC, but I'm a console gamer. I'm sorry.
Riven and Mist, they were awesome. But
Did you ever play Pissed?
No. I do, but not on the PC. I play it in the bedroom.
Sorry.
you
Anyways,
pee in
I
the
was just saying
bedroom?
I got a physical Alpha Centauri that I never played.
Alpha Centauri is actually where this little sound bit came from that we play at the end of the episode.
Please don't go. The drones need you.
Oh shit!
They look up
When
to
you went to exit to Windows, it would play that sound clip. Like, are you sure it would pop up? Are you sure you want to exit to Windows? And you'd hear that sound clip that please don't go. The drones need you. They look up to you.
That's kind of cool.
So yeah, check out Alpha Centauri. Great game if you like games like Civilization, any kind of turn-based strategy game. It's fucking
Be
awesome.
something up your alley.
The Sid Meier's Beyond Earth that's came out recently was a big disappointment to a lot of people because they thought it was going to be more or less a modern sequel to Alpha Centauri, and it just kind of failed to do that. So check out the real deal Alpha Centauri.
So it's good, right?
Yes, it's good. Not System Restore, Alpha Centauri.
I'm sorry. I looked over and Patty was making like a weird face, like he was gonna suck his microphone off, and it just like threw me off guard completely. I guess we can go ahead and plug Vault's Game of the Week real quick.
Vault's Game of the Week.
Vault's Game of the Week for the week of November 7th is Paper Mario. How anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Paper Mario.
I'm gonna get this out of the way. It's
Go
a good
ahead
game.
Go ahead and do
It's
it.
a good game.
We know how you feel about it. It was originally known as Super Mario RPG 2. That's why Brandon is a little janky about it.
Yeah, when I was a
Explain.
kid, I was such a huge fan of Mario RPG. Fucking beat it in and out. Man, I still have like encyclopedic knowledge of that game. And I was like, oh my god, Mario RPG, RPG 2. Holy shit.
Do you find yourself playing Mario now every now? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but do you find yourself playing Mario games now and just be like, I wonder what Malo and Gino are up to right now?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Square holds them at reserve.
Yep. I was the way it was hyped up to be, and like the really pre-alpha type, info we got through Nintendo Power and that kind of thing. I was like, holy shit, another Mario RPG on the N64, no less. It's gonna look amazing. And then like I see this shit that I could have drawn in kindergarten, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't play Paper Mario till I was an adult because of that. Like, it just left such a sour taste in my mouth because of that.
It's kind of like how I am. I'm a huge Zelda fanatic. And, dude, people are going to look at me, and I'll admit it. I'm a lame ass because I thought it was shit, and I ended up playing it and was like, wow, this is actually really good. That's how Wind Waker done me.
I'm the same way.
I was like, I hated how when I'm like, dude,
Why did they chibi animate this
completely
shit up?
Fucking made Zelda a child's game. Played it though, and my opinion was changed. I was like, wow, this is actually really fucking good.
I would still prefer it with not chibi anime graphics.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like it's kind of cool though. You think about it though, like Zelda Wind Waker's kind of like the Mario 2 of the. It's a departure from your basic. I mean, it's a Zelda game, but it's the oddball Zelda game. You know what I mean?
I still have some small amount of resentment against the Paper Mario games, just because that was such a letdown in my life. My life has been forever ruined because of that. There's no meaning in my existence.
Well, they do have a boxed Paper Mario at Vault.
If anybody would like to play Paper Mario,
And I was fixing to say,
have,
if you don't have an N64,
I have one that is available.
This is Patty's N64 of the week with GoldenEye.
with GoldenEye.
Yeah, so you can play GoldenEye and Paper Mario on this console.
Granted, you buy some connectors, some
And a jumper
controllers,
pack.
and a jumper pack,
May not work in Alaska and Kentucky.
And a controller.
and you got a knife sharp enough to scrape like cigarette smoke off of.
No, I don't smoke inside my house.
Okay, well that's what
Is it decorated with
just
glitter?
other people's houses.
Houses that don't matter.
Yeah,
This N64 gets around, yo.
yeah. It probably
I used to turn tricks and Jack's truck stop.
It's
the reset
nice
button sticks, and every time you like press it, just like little dried bits of spooge like push out from underneath.
Don't call it spooge. That's
Why?
terrible.
That's what socks
Delicious
are for, dog.
sounding.
When you blow out the slot on it, you just get caked in the face with it. Like,
It looked like a bukkake film.
You don't even know what a Goken is.
I don't elaborate. Actually, don't. But
wait till after the segment.
yeah, but
You're the one who
Paper
brought up Okaki.
Paper Mario. They got it at Vault if you're
Splooge free.
splooge free.
They test for that.
They do. If
Swap it for DNA.
if you're local to Coleman, or if you're in North Alabama, wherever you're at in Alabama, if you're around wherever you are and listening, check out Vault Games. They got a wide selection. Atari 2600.
Hey, speaking of
current.
N64s, they have an ice blue N64
They-
that used to belong to me.
They do have an ice blue
Go
64.
get you some Good Ole Gamers memorabilia.
Dude, they got Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters for NES. And it's such a terrible game, but it's such a collectible. And it's the one Ninja Turtles NES game I don't own. I almost told Mark today that I would fucking work for that game for like a week. Just like, you give me that game and I'll work for it for a full week. It'd be worth it to me. But
I
go
would
check
come
it
in
out.
and harass the hell out of you.
It's cool because I'd harass you back.
I'd
Get
be
mad
like,
and start throwing games at the floor. God
Actually-
damn it.
What the fuck is this shit?
we're just gonna make a scam out of this, aren't we? It's a pyramid scheme.
Probably. But you tell me which games you want and I'll work out a deal. Pretend you hate me. Nah, we wouldn't do that.
No,
But
they're good folks.
yeah, Vault's been good to us.
That was a wink. I saw that.
Shh. Mark, this is all lies if you're listening. David, it's all lies. Just keep that in mind. Anyways, and if you do the vaping thing, Vault's got a vape shop in it now too.
Yep.
Vault Vape. I think they're the only people in North Alabama that carry the Muse juice.
Yeah.
Like Jason Muse, Jay from the Jay and
Did they
Silent Bob.
ever hear anything about having Muse come down?
I don't know. They talked about it though. Like he was interested in it from what I heard.
Snooch to the nooch.
No, fuck yeah.
If that happens, we have to record down there
Put
with
that
him.
shit in my hand. Fuck yeah, we do. Dude, I'm retired on my activities, but I would probably with Jay, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wish
Yeah, I
Silent
would
Bob
too.
could be there, you know, but that's
No one cares about that fat fuck.
You do not talk about Kevin James like that in my home ever again. I will stab you to death and bury you in a goddamn ditch.
You just said Kevin James, not Kevin
God
Smith.
damn. Kevin
I
Smith.
was wondering. I was like,
Oh,
is that his
oh.
middle name or something?
No,
Like-
dude, we got to cut that out. I can't believe I said Kevin James. That's like one of the worst
No.
actors of all time.
No,
No,
it's
we're
staying
just
in.
sticking in, dude.
It's staying in.
He's gotta stay
Actually,
in.
you can talk all the shit about Kevin James you want, but do not talk about shit about Kevin Smith. I gotta stop drinking whiskey.
No,
I
drink
really
more.
liked Tusk.
Oh God.
Tusk was fucking
I still
awesome.
have got to see it.
Dude,
Tusk is fucking
Tusk is the shit.
great. The only movie Kevin Smith ever really made that I didn't care for, and I didn't
Red
hate.
State?
I didn't hate Red State, but it was just kind of like
I
that
heard-
was his first step into horror movies.
see-
So you got to get used to something you haven't done. So I'll give him that.
I heard about Red State, and I was really fucking stoked on it because
We're not going to go off on a tangent about movies again.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Oh,
This is Vault Game of the Week.
Yeah.
anyway,
Exactly.
Yes.
Hurry it up, Patty.
I liked the concept. I didn't like the execution.
Please, y'all don't be mad at me for saying Kevin James. I didn't mean
I'm
that.
pissed.
I
really-
love Kevin Smith. Kevin James can catch a fucking 187 on that motherfucking bitch. I don't care. Anyways, Paper Mario Vault's Game of the Week. Check it out.
Go down to the vault. Give them money. You don't have to buy anything. Just go give them money. Tell them Good Ole Gamers sent you to give them money.
Tell them Kevin James sent you.
Yeah, tell them Kevin James.
Tell him Paul Blart at the mall cop since you fucking down there. We're going to go into our topic now, I guess.
Yeah, finally.
Finally. We're going to be talking about the TurboGrafx 16.
One I
tonight.
have very little experience in, but I have enough to talk about it for a few minutes.
One video game console that I can honestly say I have super fond memories with, but never owned when I was a kid. I'm just going to go ahead and get this out there. My first encounter with a TurboGrafx 16 is in Coleman, down by where Zero Gravity is, on the end of the building. They used to, this little old lady owned a mom and pop video store.
Yeah, I remember that place.
Yeah, I remember when we were kids. I remember you talking about going and renting from there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she rented consoles. That's the only place I'd ever seen a Sega Master System or a TurboGrafx 16. We went down there to rent a Nintendo game one day, and my grandpa was like, I was looking at the console. I was like, wow, I've never heard of this. And I was like 5 or 6. When did the blizzard happen in Alabama? 93?
Yes, that was
Yeah.
93.
So I was like 7 or 8 because when the blizzard happened, I had one rented. And we didn't lose power until like the next day. I remember after when the blizzard was happening. But I remember playing that because my grandpa rented the console. It was like $8 a night for the console, and it came with
What a fucking deal.
It was. That was awesome back in the day. But he rented the console, and it came with Keith Courage and Alpha Zone, with the packing game. But he also rented me Bonk's Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember, like, that's one of my first, I remember that vividly, and that was before I got the fucking Super Nintendo.
I was so confused about that game when I was playing it.
What?
Bonk's Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause-
What were you confused about?
Well, you play the little caveman kid.
That
And
uses
you go-
your head to
Yeah,
wreck
you run
shit.
around head stomping and head butting everything. But the more meat you ate, the darker you got.
You got where you grew the horns out your head shooting the lava.
Yeah. I never got that badass, but started off as like a little red caveman. I ate 3 pieces of meat, and all of a sudden I start flashing like I have a Starman, and I turn into a black kid.
It's
and
called-
I wreck everything I touch.
It's called heart disease. It was a fond memory, and nobody else, like when we were gaming growing up, me and you've always been like, we'll reference Valmont High School or Valmont schools. That's where me and you were reared at. Me and you,
That's where we cut our teeth.
that's where.
Did you cut your teeth while you were getting reared?
Yes.
Keep in mind, we can fuck you up, Patty.
I thought you were gonna say fuck me.
That too.
Either or, whatever you prefer. But
DVD.
You guys are so gangster.
yeah, I know it. Don't you know? Bunch of white.
Wop Dago.
What? Yeah. Yeah. We got a little Italian in us. Hey, Donnie! But anyways, that was a fond memory for me. Me and you were two of the bigger gamers at school, and I do not remember any fucking body remembering TurboGrafx up until recently because everybody's like, oh man, Turbo this, Turbo
Oh,
that.
I had zero experience with it as a kid.
A lot of people don't know shit about
In my entire gaming history, I'd heard of it, but never seen it.
Dude, I'm really fucking thankful that I was a little kid in Coleman, Alabama, and got to experience that. I am very thankful for that because Turbo was popular like on the fucking West Coast.
Speaking of Turbo, I remember we got a complaint about the Turbo not feeling the love at Game Fest. We're gonna step it up on next.
Dude, I
Gamecast.
want to so bad. People that say that kind of shit to us though don't have any fucking clue how bad I would like to have the Turbo affiliated products, like a Turbo CD, a Turbo Duo.
Oh, yeah.
If I would be glad to own them. If somebody wants to give me the fucking money to own one of them, I'd be.
Well, we're at
glad.
least gonna get new controllers and put it on
yeah.
TV next time. You know.
Yeah, I
Maybe have enough power
we
to
don't
run
have
everything.
no love for
Yeah.
Turbo. People don't know my secret love for Turbo. If I could afford to collect, would be the console I'm on the fucking ball. I'm pretty sure TurboGrafx has only got 94 American games, whereas PC Engine in Japan, and people that don't know, PC Engine's the Japanese equivalent. PC Engine's got like fucking 400 games. They made games for PC Engine on into like the late 90s.
Can you interchange it, or is it region locked?
It is region locked,
Oh.
but they do make a card that you can buy called a super converter that you plug in and plug the Hue card in.
Lyle, we can just do our raid. We can raid Japan.
Oh yeah, no shit. PC Engine shit's really cheap in Japan too, where it's
Yeah, it
expensive
is.
here. Like you can get a PC Engine console in Japan for like $20.
Super Potato has them,
and they're like $100 here.
I really want one. And
Turbo Duos, what, dude? I lust.
is it worth the $2,000 plane flight and 16 hours
Dude,
in the air?
an American Turbo Duo will set you back about $600. That works. All the ones you gotta buy pretty much have to have. They use really shitty capacitors, I guess, the big round things that can leak.
capacitors.
Turbo is notorious, like Turbo Duos. They use really shitty capacitors, and like a lot of the things were leaking right out of the factory.
Hey, I got a guy who could change out some capacitors.
Oh yeah,
No
that's
shit.
an easy fix anyway.
But that's like a main thing with Turbo. At Turbo CDs, you won't find one for under $400 or $500. Turbo Express. See, that's one cool thing about TurboGrafx. They had the Turbo Express. It was a portable TurboGrafx 16.
Huh?
It could play the Hue cards just like the TurboGrafx 16.
So it's
could.
kind of like a Superboy.
Yeah, pretty much. It's exactly
like the
like
Nomad.
Superboy. Dude, I had a Sega Nomad.
I did
People
too.
knock them so great. I liked it.
I did too. I never
Motherfucker
owned
used
one,
16 batteries.
No shit.
And it sucked
I
through those
had
batteries.
a cool battery pack though that clipped on the back that would put 4 in it. But dude, you got like an hour and a half. We'll save the Nomad for another time though. Before we get into the games, I want to give a little back history for TurboGrafx just so everybody knows, because like I said, a lot of people don't know shit about Turbo. It was originally known in Japan and France, like we said, as the PC Engine. It was developed between Hudson Soft, which made classics like fucking Bomberman, Adventure Island, shit like that, which were mainstays on TurboGrafx, but we'll get into that. It was developed by those two. It released in Japan.
What was the other one? You never said the other one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hudson Soft and NEC.
NEC.
Yeah. It released in Japan on October 30th, 87. Come out in the United States on August 29th, 1989. Almost 2 years after. It was the first console released in the 16-bit era, too. Although it used the 8-bit CPU.
I was gonna say it's rather rudimentary.
It was an 8-bit console, but dude, and people can say what they want. Graphically and sound-wise, though, TurboGrafx blew fucking NES out of the water.
The sound design on it was amazing.
The sound, yeah, dude. Some of the best game music you'll ever hear comes from fucking like Turbo games, like Blazing Lasers.
Yeah,
which is a game.
I was gonna bring that up.
The soundtrack on Blazing Lasers is so fucking good. But it has an 8-bit CPU and a dual 16-bit GPU, but it's capable of displaying 482 colors simultaneously out of 512. And with dimensions of 14 centimeters by 14 centimeters by 3.8 centimeters, the NES PC Engine once held the record for the world's smallest game console.
Because was it a card-based system?
Yeah, Hue card.
Yeah.
All the games for Turbo are about the size of a credit card,
Mm-hmm.
and have a pin out on the bottom end where you insert it. Really cool shit. So, Brandon, what all games did you get to play?
I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Strip Fighters for PC Engine.
God damn! Right off the bat.
Hell yeah!
Strip Fighter. I'm sorry. You ever played Strip Fighter?
No, I haven't.
It's a Street Fighter. Well,
I can imagine. I can imagine exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's all female Street Fighter kind of, except they didn't really try to copy the Street Fighter characters. They were like shit like Medusa and this weird kind of characters. Every special attack in the game had some kind of nudity attached to it. Like you might do, like Medusa would do Hadouken, and like she'd be topless during the Hadouken animation, and then normally she'd be clothed. One of my favorite ones, I don't remember the character, but one of the NPCs I fought against did a Sonic Queef.
Really?
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
No, I don't know in Japanese. But she jumped up in there, like kind of stuck her ass out and spun, and a Sonic Queef came out. And it whooped my ass.
Sonic Queef!
Yeah. Every time you won a match, like it would show a picture of a lady in a one-piece bikini, like back in the day that was kind of popular, like the big one piece that you'd see on Baywatch or something.
Yeah.
But when you won round 1, that would happen. Round 2, you'd see her completely nude and she'd wink at you. It's so cheesy, but so fucking awesome.
Put your controller down. You're gonna need your hands.
Yeah. Don't you touch that pause button. Okay, do it.
Don't hit the run button.
Oh, that's right. It's
a run button,
not
on
start.
Wow, it had a run button?
Run and select.
Run and select.
Because when I was mapping it on my emulator, I was like, what the fuck is run?
TurboGrafx 16 controllers, too, are one of the only controllers in the world that have built-in turbo functions. Turbo, indeed.
That's really about it. I mean,
that's the only fucking game you played?
No.
Okay.
As far as Street Fighter goes, I didn't get too far into it because I get kind of tired.
From beating off so much.
I felt a little drained.
You know, they make this thing called internet pornography, right?
Yeah, but they don't. I can't watch Street Fighters on.
It's not that interactive.
It's not pixelated boobies.
That's right. Dude, I saw like at least 17 pixels of nipple. It was
God damn, that's areolas for days.
You saw 17 nipples?
No, pixels for nipples.
Oh, I was gonna say where'd the other one go?
They look like Pac-Mans, didn't they?
Yeah, I couldn't tell how
Pac-Mans.
Waka 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 waka.
That's the sound I was making.
We were talking about the Bonk games earlier. Did you happen to play Air Zonk?
I did not.
Air Zonk is pretty much. Zonk is a Bonk character. He's kind of like the punk rock Bonk, but it's a horizontal shooter.
Okay.
It actually plays a lot like Sexy Parodius that we talked about earlier. Same kind of premise, but it's I won't say it's like slower. It's not as slow when you start out, but it's not as fast either. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like mid-speed shooter. It's pretty fun though, and it's one of those. One thing about TurboGrafx 16, if you're listening to this and decide you want to collect for Turbo, hope you got some cheddar in your pocket because Turbo is fucking expensive to collect.
You can emulate it for free on PC.
You can do that, or you can emulate it. Well,
also on PC.
God damn it! I was gonna say my main arcade, and I'm like, which is also a PC. I have no winning rebuttal, but Airzonk's good. We talked about Blazing Lasers, dude.
Blazing Lasers was awesome.
So fucking
Even
good.
though it did
Blazing Lasers is a pack-in in like Europe. I
did notice whenever you picked up a power-up, it did have... The announcer sounded like he was speaking English. Was that just me?
Nah, it does.
He's like...
Where was it developed?
Human missiles!
Human missile! Kill the Perusian!
But it's a vertical shooter, space shooter.
Kick-ass fucking music.
Yeah. It did kind of suffer from a lot of vertical shooters, though, from overpowered power-ups that, like, dwarfed some other ones where you didn't want to pick them up at all, like hitting some of the other power-ups.
They have that one laser power-up that you shoot the laser and it forms the box and goes around the entire screen. You can wipe out the whole fucking the play screen
just
using
a screen,
that weapon.
yeah, just a screen wipe.
And they try to be like, well, have missile 3 back, and you're just like, I don't want fucking Missile 3.
Yeah. I remember I'd picked up, I think, homing missiles. I was like, fuck all this other shit. I got homing missiles and shields and stuff.
That's a lot of shooters, though.
Yeah,
There's so many
it's
weapons
common.
that are OP, and then it kind of gets ridiculous when you got so many power-ups floating at you with bullets. Cause
Yeah, they
a
become
lot
an
of times
enemy.
You can't help but fucking get the power.
Right,
it's better to take the power-up than a fucking bullet.
When I play Dodonpachi, that's my...
Dodonpachi is a fucking ridiculous mess of awesomeness.
Yeah, and it's like you see power-ups.
Love
and
it, but...
especially when the power-ups are floating towards the top of the screen, and you're like, I wanna get up there and get those.
What's gonna drop from the top of the fucking
No
screen?
shit.
Bomberman is a game that originally started out. I mean, it's a Hudson Soft game,
Right.
but first time I ever played Bomberman was on TurboGrafx. Before I ever, I own the NES version now, but
See, I first played it on PC. I didn't even know its origins until much later.
Turbo was. I'm pretty sure Turbo's where
Probably.
Bomberman started at. Bomberman's good. People talk a
Bomberman's-
lot of shit about Bomberman, and I'm just like,
Oh, original Bomberman, man, this is so good.
oh,
I mean,
yeah,
I liked
man.
them all the way up through the horrible N64 one. I recognize it was a bad game, but I still loved it.
Was it,
did you ever
Bomberman-
play the 360 one, Bomberman Zero?
No.
Where they attempted to make Bomberman all grown up and shit?
Oh yeah,
Sucks fucking butthole.
Was that one on 64?
Bomberman Hero?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I only played
maybe it's like a Bomberman Party or something like that.
The only one I played on 64 is Bomberman 64.
That's okay.
I
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
had
thinking about that.
Bomberman 64 too. It
It might have been my copy. Because that was like the first
Yeah.
game I got from it. I remember trading it off at some point.
You
but-
did trade it to me.
Okay.
I don't remember for what, but I got Bomberman 64. My grandpa still has that copy because he actually likes Bomberman 64.
I actually kind of like the shitty adventure mode, and the multiplayer was solid. It was classic Bomberman.
Yeah, the multiplayer was the best part. Hey guys, I know where you can get an N64 at.
Oh, yeah. You could play Bomberman 64 on it.
If
If you had all the
anybody-
correct hookups in a jumper pack.
Exactly.
Patty will sell it to you for $5.
No, I offered him 4 and he wouldn't take it.
5.
I've got 5.
I'm trying to think of viable options.
I'll give you $5 for GoldenEye.
I'll give
by
you a handy.
itself.
Will you take a handy?
Sell me GoldenEye. That's all I need. Brandon, a hand job
He
that
ga-
64 out of
He
you.
gave you a wink, Brandon.
I mean, I'm thinking about it.
Okay. Offers on the table, with or without the 64.
What's
But
what's
it's
your,
on
what's your
the
grip like?
table.
Kung Fu.
Um,
It's Kung Fu level. Kung Fu grip.
no, not quite. I'm not trying to strangle it, but I am. I do let it know who's boss.
Oh,
Like-
I got you.
So it's Tony Danza.
Yes.
He ain't fucking around.
He has
here.
Tony Danza strength.
If you can like
Hold
make,
me
if you can like
closer,
if you can like
Tony
make the tip
Danza.
turn colors.
That's what I put extra pressure with the thumb as I go up.
Directly
I
on
got-
the
oh,
urethra.
Yes.
That's where
Directly
it's at.
on the urethra.
He minds the stepsule. He'll mind the stepsule.
You should get
Now,
bit by ants. It makes your testicles
no.
feel awesome.
Now ball gargling be a little extra. You might have to throw in some hookups for that.
Is
Well,
ball gargling a TurboGrafx 16 game?
Yes.
It should be.
It should be.
New Adventure Island. I had to play that.
I have that on my list. It's fucking great.
It was, but considering
It's still not Super Adventure
right. I was
Island.
gonna say since I played Super first and then went back and played this, I was like, I mean, I could see it being good, but Super ruined it for me.
Dude, I love Super Adventure Island so
Super
fucking
ruined
much.
it for you.
Super Nintendo ruined a lot.
Did
of
the
things
Super
for me.
Adventure Island have
Like your
the
sexuality?
skateboard?
Huh?
Did Super Adventure Island have a skateboard?
It does.
Okay, I'd never remember that then because
It's, you can access one in the. I think it's the first level of each world. You know, it's like 1-1,
Yeah.
1-2. I think like 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. You can access the skateboard.
okay. For those who don't know, the Adventure Island games play a lot like the Ghouls and Ghosts games. It's kind of a side-scrolling semi-platformer, but mostly I don't even know what exactly you'd consider it. Kind of platformer, but it revolves more.
It's platformer, I guess.
There's very little platforming elements too. Like there's no hard jumps really. There's a lot of enemy killing.
Side
though.
scroller.
Side scroller, I guess. There's a lot of just pick up weapon power ups and kill the fuck out of enemies. in front
Collect
of you.
fruit to keep your time from running out.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Did you happen to play like Alien Crush or Devil's Crush
No,
at all? They're
no.
pinball games. They're kind of basic. Alien Crush is like very xenomorph alien like, while Devil's Crush is very satanic and demons. They're badass, and dude, they got great fucking music, like that really good 8-bit like metal.
Oh, sweet.
You know, like that kind of shit. Driving, fucking awesome.
Is it really like voiced by Cornholio?
I wish.
That'd be awesome.
Patty, you looking weird. Why ain't you saying that? You don't know nothing about Turbo, do you?
I don't know shit about
He knows
Turbo.
a lot about N64.
I do. I played GoldenEye.
He knows where he could get one.
Real cheap.
Hit me up.
It's just gonna be a 64 because he's gonna sell me GoldenEye for $5.
You can find me on Facebook or on Plenty of Fish.
Oh, don't tell me that.
No, I deleted my Plenty of Fish account.
Don't be that big of a fucking loser. You didn't happen to play the Batman game for PC Engine, did you?
No, I've about exhausted my limited experience in it.
Dude, they're in Japan only.
There's a good Batman game for retro?
Well, it's not bad. It's better than the fucking NES versions. It only came out in Japan though. And it's based on the Tim Burton Batman movie, but it's kind of like a puzzle game. I mean, well, it's not a puzzle game. It's hard to explain. It's an over the head kind of deal, top down perspective. Crooks, it's like Bomberman. The crooks move back and forth. You stand and throw a batarang instead of fucking waiting on the bomb to blow up. You throw the batarang, and the batarang will go out and kill the enemy and swirl for like half a second and then come back. So you got to time your throw. Yeah. Well, you do that and you run and like collect keys and treasure around the map. It's not terrible.
Why did the fucking Japs get the only good retro Batman game? They don't even know who Batman is. They're like, oh, Bat-chan.
There's one more good retro Batman game. That Batman Return of the Joker on NES is.
It's never played it.
I'll let you borrow it.
It's
pretty legit.
Good, yeah.
It's like it's side scrolling, but it incorporates like shooter elements and everything else. It's pretty legit.
Yeah, I've
you got a Nintendo now, don't you?
I got like 2 now.
I'll let you borrow it and try it.
I went from having a Wii to like having 18 consoles.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of proud of you though. Like and I'm just like, my man's buying some consoles, but you're still just like, the PC will crush them all.
It's like the Nazis living in Argentina.
There's a lot of Nazi influence in this episode. Talking about yellow stars and
it's fine. I mean, Nazis never killed nobody.
Well, I am on here.
Never.
Not anybody important anyway.
Ooh.
Hey, I didn't say your 2 words that you just told me I couldn't say.
Thank goodness.
That's all. It's off limits on this podcast.
They did kill those though.
Shut up, Patty. You played the Bonk games, right? Bonk's Adventure,
Bonk's
Revenge.
Adventure is all I went through.
I mean, if you've played one, you've played them all. So, Bonk's pretty good. JJ and Jeff is a weird fucking game. You showed me that.
It was quite strange.
You play 2 detectives and you go through the level kicking everything. Is that PC Engine or do they have an American No, that's
port?
Turbo. I actually have that game.
Okay.
It's American. I actually have it as well. The Newtopia games are really good. They're pretty much Zelda clones.
You know, I've seen like I've played the Newtopia games.
I have the first one. I don't have the second one's way better, just because they build upon the original.
Right.
I don't have it. The second one it's a pricey. Newtopia is it's like a $30 game, but
what's it about? I have no clue what it's about.
I don't really know what it's about. Other than
it is a video game on the TurboGrafx 16.
It plays just like Zelda. Okay. It's top down and everything.
You can't go wrong there then.
No, I don't really know the storyline, but you're going to each of these dungeons and you collect a piece of crystal. Go fucking figure.
Were they triangular?
No, no Triforce here, but you collect.
Are they a rhombus?
They're not rhombuses either. You just collect pieces of shit put together, and it plays just like a fucking Zelda game. It's actually got better graphical detail and shit, and it's smoother than Zelda.
Did it have better music than Zelda? Because that's hard.
No.
Okay.
No. I can't full on give something credit like that because Zelda's like one of my most favorite.
That's
series
still like
of all
one of
time.
those when I booted up that intro music to the original
Dude,
Zelda gives
I
me
will-
chill bumps.
I will argue people to that. The original Zelda is fucking amazing,
It
but
is.
still, like Link to the Past is my number one most favorite fucking game
See,
of all time.
Ocarina of Time is one of my absolute
Ocarina of
favorites.
Time is up there too.
Yeah.
Like
I know where you can play Ocarina of Time.
if you have an N64. Granted, you buy the hookups and controller and jumper pack, but you get golden if you call Patty.
Hit me up.
And
Patty, tell us what you got on your wonderful N64 deal.
Dust is on it.
3 easy
God.
payments of 2 blowjobs.
What's that
Six-
phone number again, Patty?
6 total blowjobs.
Give him a pack of cigarettes and a suck off, and it's yours.
I mean, or you could just give me a suck off.
Single?
Did you play a game?
I mean, if that's all.
Shut up. Did you play Legendary Axe 1 or 2?
No.
They're
What's
both
that?
really good. They're
Are
side.
they generic golden axes?
No,
Okay.
they're not beat 'em up style. They're side scrolling. I don't know how to explain it really. Legendary Axe 2 is not actually Legendary Axe 2. It was released in America as Legendary Axe 2, but it plays close the same. You go through the level, you get different. It's like Adventure Island, but with
Okay.
bigger, meaner monsters. And instead of throwing shit, you
It's not tongue
you
in cheek
straight
like
melee.
Adventure Island.
Yeah, you straight melee attack. Yeah, there's boss battles at the end of each level. It's good.
Speaking of
Both of them are actually really good.
kind of generic games, Dungeon Explorer, did you play that?
I have Dungeon Explorer.
It's
actually.
very gauntlet-y.
It is. It's good though.
Yeah.
Like, for a basic bitch RPG, like it's really fucking good.
And for those who are not familiar with the gauntlet type format, it's kind of like an overhead view where you control a hero and you just go through.
You raid dungeons
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. The enemies
original
all
WoW.
the enemies spawn from little like spawn points, and like you can sit there and kill enemies all day, but if you want them to stop coming, you got to take out the spawn points. This one had like practically no story at all, which again, Gauntlet, no story really. They kind of shoehorned it in later games, which
You're
is
just
fine.
pretty much thrown into a dungeon. They're like,
Yeah, just
get the fuck out of here.
Kill fucking monsters and have fun.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, that's decent. Decent.
TurboGrafx 16 actually has a really good port of Space Harrier on it.
Ooh, Space Harrier.
Space Harrier is one of my favorites. Dude,
That's a
Space
good
Harrier
game.
2 especially, man.
Yeah.
So fucking good.
That homage and was it Wet? No. What was that game that there was a hair witch?
It was Wet, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Wet.
It was when I got done with it.
What is the name of that game? There's a hair witch. Come on, guys. I know we can. I
knew a hair witch.
It was on. It was on the Wii.
They
They had
wanted a
it,
lot of money from me.
they had it on the PlayStation. They ported it to the Wii. Jesus Christ! I gotta look that up.
It was on
Continue.
PlayStation and ported to the Wii.
Yeah, continue. I'll figure it out.
Did you play Galaga 88 or Galaga 90 by chance?
Galaga
No.
88 is amazing.
It is a fucking wonderful spin on Galaga. I have
Really?
I have 90.
I saw those ROMs. I was like, I played Galaga. I just passed them over.
No, it's completely different.
Is
I mean, it's the same, but it's different. Like, you go through your basic Galaga levels for like 3 to 5 levels, and you get power-ups, and then you like actually just drift through space, and you have like boss battles and shit.
Nice.
It's fun. It's actually a really badass spin on Galaga. Keith Courage and Alpha Zone was the packing game. It's
What the fuck is that?
side scrolling. You play as a little dude. You can like buy power ups. At the end of every level, you power up into like a fucking mech and fight your
It
way
sounds
across
like a
the level.
sports game just off the name, which is one of the reasons I passed it up.
It's like the Mario for TurboGrafx. Mario Duck Hunt for Turbo, pretty much. I got Dragon Saber. It's another. TurboGrafx 16 has a shitload of shooters on it. I didn't want to like just give every Turbo game I've ever played away because I figured this is something we can kind of revisit later. So we
Oh
don't-
yeah, I mean there's always ROMs and shit.
Oh
too.
yeah,
There's,
but Turbo, I love Turbo. I wish it could have
I'm
been a
kind of
bigger.
sad I missed out on that as a kid.
Well, Turbo's promoters pretty much missed out on everything while they were
True.
in Run 2, because that's why it was superior to NES, but that's why it fell to NES. Just because they
kinda came
they
out
didn't
late
back
in the
the
game
shit
compared
up
to
the way
NES
they were
too,
supposed
didn't
to. Do what?
It kind of came out late in the game compared to NES here in North America.
Yeah, NES I think was like 85, and it came out in 89.
Yeah.
Like it came out like on the cusp of SNES.
Yes, and SNES. I mean, I like the Turbo games.
I love the
played.
Turbo too, but nothing on the fucking planet will ever touch the Super Nintendo
Yeah.
to me. That is, even the NES. I grew up with the NES, but I remember, I got the pictures in there. I remember getting my fucking Super Nintendo and booting up Mario World. I remember playing Mario World at Toys R Us before that shit come out and just being like, oh my god, this is the future of gaming.
N64 was the first console that I got new.
Did you get one from Patty?
You can.
I did not, but I wish I did. But no, this is the first console I got new, and even then, my excitement for and the times I played the SNES was so much better.
My when I was a little kid, my dad got me a Super Nintendo,
And then he raped you.
Did he sell it to support his alcohol habit?
It's going to sound like that, but
Nice.
no, my dad bought me
We
a
like
Super
taking
Nintendo,
dark turns around
and
here.
I put it in my room, and I was like 5 years old when I got it. And he used to come in my room at like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night and wake me up because he wanted to play Super Mario. And I remember, oddly enough, how my future turned out. I was a responsible little kid, and I was like, Dad, I've got school in the morning. Like,
Your dad's like, I don't. I'm just loafing about.
yeah, I was like, we can't play this late. And he was like, no, it'll be all right. Get up and play with me.
What was that you used to say to people, Brandon?
He would always make,
Speaking of.
Oh yeah, speaking of the loafers, how's your dad?
he would no, my dad's not even a loafer dad. Like, my dad's like one of those like Walmart and one and like sweatpants dads. My dad.
Hey, I'm wearing like N1s right now. Oh, not my father. What?
My dad is the absolute.
Did you get those pants from Walmart?
I just seen the flames in Brandon's eyes. He's like, bitch, I will kill you.
No, like my dad's not even like. He's got like.
Don't make fun of people, you motherfucker. My jacket's from Walmart.
No,
Ninja
I mean
Turtles jacket.
I mean that's fine.
I'm
but
repping.
My
Hell,
dad's like wearing.
Josh
like,
works at Walmart. What you got to say?
Expletive deleted.
No.
My dad's like wine. Okay, before this episode, Lyle gave me a huge speech
And me too.
about not saying two words, and he just dropped one of them.
What does expletive deleted?
Will we?
It's more comedic.
Will we?
Yes.
Okay, good.
We'll have to record that sound clip, throw it in the Dropbox.
Fuck, I'm drunk. I didn't think about it. I'm sorry.
Write down the
It's
time.
you're around me
I
too much is
apologize.
what it is. Hey, Bilal, the name of that game with the Space Harrier, the name of the game with that Space Harrier reference, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta.
Okay.
Okay. Right on.
There's a Space Harrier climax in
Actually,
it.
I want to pick up those games. I want to get a Wii U. I know, Bayonetta 2 is going to have Bayonetta with it.
Yeah.
See, I knew there was. She's a hair witch, so I. See, I knew I was talking
so
about.
fucking dirty. That's a hair witch.
Her clothes are made of hair.
Ugh. That freaks
That's
me
kinda
out a little
gross.
bit. Yeah,
But
that's really gross.
but it's her-
Itches.
Well,
think you're
it's
not
her
talking
hair,
in
and
the-
the more powerful she gets, the less hair she has.
Hope she's full on powerful.
Yes, she gets pretty powerful.
She got a old hair pie. No.
I think you might need to adjust your mic. You're not talking in the side. It's not
Mine?
picking up well. There you go.
Sorry.
Hair witch.
The Hair Witch Project.
This fucking stand is really loose. I can't tighten it for shit.
You keep fucking around with his why?
Well, goddamn it, Brandon, I gotta be up on it for anybody to hear me, so I don't want people to hear my fat self being like, exactly. You got you jam for the night? So, I mean, we're pretty much done with the topic.
Shit or these shit.
Nice. Fucking nice.
Since I'm gonna be bringing in retro PC games for System Restore, I'm gonna keep suiting the shit to more modern stuff.
You're done with the card thing, right?
Yeah,
That was a while ago.
yeah, quite a while ago, man. Get with the program.
I'm drunk.
It's your
Brandon.
own podcast. For
God
God's
damn it!
sake.
I'm drunk, Brandon. I turn 30 next week. I'm not fucking coping very well.
This is for an upcoming game that I've played some of the
Your nuts get a whole lot grayer.
the foreign versions of Blade and
Great.
Soul. I'm a fan of the more actiony online type MMO games. Been playing Vindictus some again since they made it not suck as bad. But this game looks like it's gonna be a lot better. It's very fast actiony. Like I don't want to say Dark Soulsy gameplay. Vindictus more has that down pat, but
So you're constantly rolling and dying.
yes.
Like-
No, that's Vindictus. Vindictus is fucking hard.
So you just
It's
roll.
kind of funny because it almost sounds like vindictive, so it's very,
it's
fitting.
Can you fat roll in it?
I don't know what that is.
It's where you're like a very large character and you just roll constantly.
Oh yeah. In fact, our buddy Juice plays it with me, and his character is like the big beefcake character in the game, and he maxed out all his body sliders when he made them. So he's just this fat abomination.
Yeah, it's called fat rolling.
Yeah, and he just rolls around. And
Lyle, what do you know about fat rolls?
I know a lot.
I've had
every
I've
morning.
had a few. Like
Every morning, I got a PhD in fat rolls.
so does Patty. He's over here trying to eat the mic now, so we ain't let him fucking eat in like 30 minutes.
No, man, I'm skinny.
yeah, you are.
This guy needs to trade some money.
We're not
for
talking
some
about your dick.
N64s.
Yeah, he's got
Patty,
N64 if you got food.
and a pencil dick, obviously.
Oh,
I mean, not quite a pencil. Maybe one of those like big, long,
Like those
you know
jumbo
what I mean?
kindergartens.
Yeah,
So
like
you-
those real big pencils.
So
but
not
not
because that's
not
the only
quite
thing
as
you're
like-
landing on your decks.
Not quite as like-
kindergartens.
not
kind of like a Slim Sharpie.
no
Not,
like
not the Magnum.
well, if we're talking about like actual.
We're not getting into this. Continue, Brandon.
Shit or the shit. Anyways, Blood and Soul. It's upcoming. You can buy into the beta now. It's gonna be free to play. So I don't suggest paying to play a game that's gonna be free, unless you like giving people money for no reason.
We know people like that.
Yeah.
They own many companies.
Yeah. It's got a fair cash shop. No pay to win horse shit. Mainly there's
Don't be a whale, people.
yeah. It's mainly there's
True.
a lot of outfits you can buy, which leads me to a downside on it. It has the stereotypical Korean
Pay to play. Shit.
No,
Or not
no.
pay to play, but
female characters.
ah,
There's quite a bit of cleavage in this game.
My tits a flopping makes a return.
Yes, yeah, my tits flopping could very well make a return in this game. Some of
very
the
nice.
classes
Hey, I was
and
on some
races
of
are
these
gender
episodes.
locked.
Oh yeah.
But that could be a plus or a downside depending on your tastes. One absolute downside, it does have a furry pedophile race, which that's almost turned me off to it completely. Because there's these like little kid races. It's a race of like little kids with tails, like fox ears and shit. And it's really awkward when I see someone running around with one of those character made of that race wearing like a bikini or something. Like, you ought to be shot.
Well, I recently saw some furries in a department store that I happened to be employed by not too long ago.
Oh,
I have a friend that's a furry. He just came out to me recently and showed me his furry outfit. But he's cool about it, I guess. His old
He's-
lady dresses up as a furry too, and they just
He's into yiffing.
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
I was trying to holler at some girl who was apparently a furry.
And how'd that turn out for you?
I mean, it didn't.
She didn't want his N64.
Well, no.
well, you don't have a fucking dog dick. I'm assuming because that's what they
I got-
want. They
Mm.
I
want
got-
fucking dog dicks.
One of them corkscrew Porky Pig dicks.
I got
Yeah.
eight bits of bliss that I can like give to you.
So you got a little pixelated dick.
Yeah.
It just looks like a little square.
It looks like The Sims.
Anyways,
It's got good player versus player, good player versus environment or monsters. It's all really fun. I never got bored with it. What I played, since I played the foreign version. Apparently, it's a lot better. It's gonna be a lot better than the North American version because being a action MMO, your ping or latency will drastically affect your gameplay experience. So, me playing a shitty server in Russia at like 400 ping versus here in North America at like 70 is gonna be a huge difference.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
They don't have any kind of time dilation like Eve would.
No.
No, that's never good.
Being an action, they can't do that.
Hey, Eve pulls it off pretty well.
Yeah, but it's also
I don't know anything about
capitalist
this,
spreadsheet online, so
It's still there's some action there.
kind of not really compared to this though. You don't have any experience with Eve?
No.
Don't even know about it?
Oh, dude,
I know what Eve is, but I've never played it.
I can point you towards some
Dude,
documentaries.
I'm probably gonna get staked up for this shit, but when it comes like MMO shit,
Now,
I don't know much of jack shit about any of them.
Lyle, I've never played an MMO, but I've watched some. I could give you some pamphlets. I've watched some
ain't one of
documentaries.
the
Eve is
ones-
interesting. I'll give you that.
It is, and it's run by a bunch of crazy people.
Koreans?
Icelandic people. They
They're
they had their
listening to Sugar Ross and smoking hash.
This
Like,
this
let's
is the
make a game.
politics because the game is like the Wild West of MMOs.
it absolutely is.
I know we're getting off subject, but
No,
I
it's
do want to
fine,
talk
man.
about it.
It's fine.
I
man.
do know
it's
like
gaming related.
there's a Russian aluminum tycoon who dumped thousands and thousands of dollars into this game as single-handedly.
Talking
like,
about Eve?
Yes, dumped so much money into this game like it single-handedly like just completely dominated the marketplace and this
Raise
whole
the
fucking
stock of this shit.
Yes,
there
it's-
was was it last year before last, where they had a encounter with everybody was offline in Russia because that's where a lot of their players play. And another faction just decided to start pounding the shit out of their space stations while it was relatively on like night watch, and it ended up being a several $100,000 mishap where people lost a lot of money because you don't actually you don't put money into it. You put game time. So
Yeah.
you buy a game card, a game time card.
like you can buy a 90-day game card and sell it in game for the in-game cash. That's how a lot of people play without paying for it with real cash.
They get that shit and sell it, and then just pretty much get their shit for free.
Yeah,
like
it's basically
like
gold.
a fucking weed dealer would sell a fucking pound of weed to make his personal supply of his weed for that month.
Exactly. So now the currency is called ISK, and
Yep.
it's I'm telling you, man, it's nuts. Like,
I just watched a documentary the other day about esports in like Korea and Europe, and like they got a whole fucking scene like we do not have here
oh yeah,
at all. And I didn't realize people got, we've talked about the people dying at fucking internet cafes and shit playing games, but I just didn't really realize like people
hey man,
like
multi-million-dollar sport.
like League of Legends. I had never even fucking heard of League of Legends
Oh,
until
that's such a shit show.
Well, it's a Dota clone, but their last the international, which I think is either just coming up or has already happened not too long ago, was $30 million prize purse.
See, like being a gamer, you figure I would have like heard of that shit.
It's not your circle, man. It's mainly
It is not my circle at all.
It is dominated by 14 to 16-year-olds.
Yeah, on
And-
teams.
It's a
getting
large.
paid.
I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but it's a largely skillless game. Like you can just go on YouTube, see what the best current tactics is for the patch you're playing, and copy them. There's not much actual skill to it.
The skill comes into, guess what? Everybody else is copying those skills
Yes,
too.
it's the meta game.
Yeah, it's all about the meta game. Because it's a one-dimensional game, but it's playing that meta game that one person makes a mistake, and guess what?
Everybody else
match is over with.
The meta game is, for those who are unfamiliar.
Yeah,
with the
dude,
term,
I'm unfamiliar on this shit.
it technically means the game outside of the game. It's like they're doing this strategy, so I'm going to do this strategy.
Or hey,
okay.
There's been
so it's kind of like a fucking a sports match
Kinda,
would be.
All right, and
you assume what they're doing, so you try to counter.
There's shit like fake. Imagine like a fake field goal.
Yeah.
Where it's like people will do something weird, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, what the hell's going on?" And they make a mistake, and that mistake costs them $10 million.
But there's no like mechanical skill in the game. At
No,
all.
it's relatively straightforward. I mean, it's just like Dota.
So it's pretty much luck.
No, it has.
I don't know shit about it.
It has there's skill, but it's not in the game part of it. It's like I said, the meta game.
Okay, so
It's kind of like high end Magic the Gathering. Like once you've mastered Magic the Gathering, it's no longer
what you can do is what you got.
No, it's no longer like you're plays in the game so much as the meta game. Like this kind of figuring that out.
Like I said, one person will throw somebody off by doing something random
And just cause a fucking domino effect.
And people are like, okay, is this random or is this real? Like, is this a new strategy?
Yeah, did he fuck up or is he trying to throw me off? Like,
and then you inadvertently throw them the fuck off because it's kind of like keeping a poker face.
Yeah,
playing poker.
absolutely.
Okay, I understand now.
But anyways,
I'm confused on all that
Blade
shit.
and
'Cause I don't play
Soul
'em.
coming out real soon. You can pay money to buy into the beta. I don't recommend it, even though it's looking like it's gonna be the shit. You can play it for free. There's a free to play Russian server if you just want to get a taste of it. Go to playbns.com.
.com or .ru?
I'm pretty sure it's .com. Like they also support the English side.
Okay,
of it.
never mind.
It's gonna be a lot older version because they still play off like the Chinese beta. That's very ancient at this point, but you can get a taste of it there if that sounds like your thing. Good fast action paced action MMO. So Blade and Soul right now, anyhow, is the shit. As long as NC's soft, which it's a very shady company. I hate to say, as long as they don't fuck it up with anything, it's the shit.
Nice. Well, it's nice to hear you have a positive upbeat.
Yeah.
For once.
Yep.
Very good. Well, we about 2 hours in.
That's fine.
From Drunk Rambling. Is there anything that we need to address before we sign out for this evening?
Yeah, people give us calls.
Oh, fuck yes. Yes.
We did not get any calls this week.
You
Partly
sons of
because
bitches. God damn you all.
Didn't really push it that
Yeah.
hard. But,
We've had Brandon's been sick. I've been getting ready to go to Mexico for a week.
Patty's been trying to sell an N64.
Patty's been trying to hawk that bullshit. It's getting holidays. We're humans.
Yeah.
Play that jingle so they know what to call. There you fucking have it. You can call us at 682-777-GOOD. If you don't start calling us, Brandon's going to start murdering innocents.
Yes.
By innocents, we mean like
Patty.
Oh, I'm anything but.
We're going to murder him and take his fucking innocence.
I'm going to give him his innocence back. You figured that one out.
I don't think you can.
Oh, it'll happen.
He's a dirty motherfucker, man.
My innocence is buried very, very deep somewhere that I don't even know where it is.
I'm
Probably
sure I can find the hooker.
The hooker will be his dad.
From all those nights he woke me up to play Nintendo 64.
Oh, that's a euphemism.
And by Nintendo 64 means his ass.
I want that N logo right above your butt cheek, boy.
He Mario partied all up in your butt.
I heard this game's for Blair.
My friends are over with me drinking Jack Daniels.
He gave me a golden eye in my brown eye.
Yes. Yes. Oh, shit. Well,
Did he use big head mode?
Absolutely.
paintball. All the paintballs are white.
Something proximity mine.
Deep in your butt. As always, you can find us at our website, goodolegamers.com. You can find us on YouTube, Good Ole Gamers Podcast. You can find us on our Facebook, Good Ole Gamers Podcast. Twitter,
At
we're
Good Ole Gamers.
at Good Ole Gamers. We're on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. Good
We're
Ole
as soon as the Google Play podcast opens, we're gonna be on there. We're pre-registered. As soon as that's live, we're live on there.
Fuck
Whole
yeah.
new market.
We're working on getting on YouTube, like with some videos soon. We're gonna try
some
to
actual
start.
video.
We're gonna film the podcast, I guess, and maybe do like some game lists, shit like that.
Yeah.
We sell green screen paint at my work now, so we're gonna make some green screens.
Isn't that just green paint?
Pretty much. It's lime green paint, mind you. But you can find us on all that. We got some more episodes coming up. Give us a call. Berate us. Ask us questions. Praise us.
Give me
that?
piss so I can rage rant about
Yeah,
something.
dude. If you wanna hear Rage Rant continue, give something to us to piss Brandon off.
I'm
Yeah.
sure Blizz fan 1998 was one.
Jizz fan 1994.
Whatever his name is. I'm sure he wants to say something about the Warcraft trailer.
I hope he does. I hope he enjoys it so we can enjoy shitting on him.
Give us a call, a question for Zangief. We ain't got one in a while.
Yeah, we got questions for Zangief. Blanca might need to make a call before too long.
Yeah.
Randall Stevenson, if you're listening to us, we hadn't heard your fucking patriotic voice in a while. Give
Yeah.
us a call. Anybody. But that's about it for tonight. Patty, you want to try to hawk that fucking 64 one more time before we go?
It was it's a very premium gaming system.
It was premium with the hookups.
60,
Known as the Ultra 64 pre-1996.
64 bits of golden bliss.
Is it compatible with the 64DD?
Well, fuck, I don't even know what that is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it
Just
is.
say yes.
Very much so.
Does it have a rumble pack with it?
It doesn't have a controller.
So you're in the gold if you buy this shit from Patty.
So it's very
Very basic.
it's very customizable.
It's a
You can make this Nintendo 64 fit specifically your needs.
You can you can paint it. You can wrap it.
It's basic bitch in 64.
You can,
It's anything but basic. It's got golden on it.
It's very luxurious.
Yes, it's the LS model. It's the N64 LS.
Dude, some random collectors will be like, oh my god, I've never heard of that version before.
He's gonna
You
call.
just made a fucking sell, dude.
It comes in deep black ebony.
Any color you
Ebony
want, as
color.
long as it's black.
Yes, it's not black.
are you
It's
Henry Ford?
Yes.
It is the ebony version, not black. They look the same, but take my word that it is very different.
Okay. Well, if you need an N64 or GoldenEye, be sure to get in touch with Patty, a.k.a. Patrick Kemp. But from all of us here at Good Ole Gamers, we're going to let our old buddy Duncan sign us off this evening, I believe.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, until next time, game over, man. Game over.
Please don't go. The drones need you. They look up to you.